We forecast a mixed bag of weather today, so I'm not going to risk starting the job on the allotment. Instead, stay in the garden and plant up these little beauties. I decided to give this compost a try. It's clover container compost, professional range. I left the bag outside in the rain. It's got a bit damp inside, but I don't know if you can see in there. We'll have a look a bit better when we plant the basket out. The first one I'm going to do is one of the wall baskets. Now that liner in there is probably about 3 years old and probably get another year out of it, but I think it's time to move on now. Whilst at Malvern, I picked up a roll of this artificial grass, which is actually the same material as the hanging baskets are lined with, so I'll be fetching the liner out of this, using that as a template and cutting a couple of more basket liners out of there. First one done. I used that and marked a template for the other one. I put a few little cable ties near the top just to stop it from slipping down the frame. Well, the planting out of the hanging baskets didn't last long. We got hit by a tremendous storm, thunder, lightning, hail, and more floods than I've ever seen before. The gardens have coped well, though we have got a bit of localised flooding on the plots. So what I want to do now, I think, is try and get the seed onions planted out into the bed. This is the first bed which will be going to be planted, and I've got planting board out. I'll be putting 8 onions into a row. Something a little bit different this year than I did from the previous years. I will be putting a little wooden board down the centre of the bed, which will allow for easier weeding for both sides. In the past, I've filled the bed up complete with onions, and weeding has been quite difficult. These are the first lot of seed onions, and you can see these was left outside in that rain, and they took quite a bit of battering, but hopefully they'll pick up once they get into the soil. I've cored most of the onion holes out with a bulb planter, and before I pop them in, I'm just going to add a little drop of this mycorrhizal to the roots. These are the Kelsey seed onions. I'd like to thank Pete Edwards for supplying the seeds for these, because in general they're like gold dust. So that's the first bed of onions done with 48 large seed onions. Just pull the covers off this bed ready to put the other onions in, and it just shows you think you've got all the potatoes up, and what a surprise you have when you lift the cover. Another early start. I'm continuing on with the planting out. I've got quite a few of all the big seed onions are out now. I had a bit of a disaster with the red onion sets. I'd left them in the pots too long, and the foliage had grown that long, it bent over. It's caused a crease in the neck, which is now good. I've salvaged about 16, I think, 2 rows, I'm now planting out the shallots, and it's the same story with those, as you can see. They've actually started to split in the pot, so I'll be planting these out. Hopefully they'll pick up, and look at the root ball on those. Using the mycorrhizal, I was thinking yesterday, sprinkling it on, I was getting all dirt in the pot, so having a quick sift through the cupboard in the kitchen, I found this chocolate sprinkler, cocoa sprinkler for the coffee, and I've adapted that, put the mycorrhizal in. It's ideal. The shallots I'm in now, they'll look a bit bedraggled, but I think they'll pick up. The main thing is that they're split. I've got a bit of space left in the end of this bed, and so what I did, I got my garlic is still in pots, believe it or not, although it has bulked up quite a lot. So I've just put a couple of rows in here just to fill the gaps up. The rows on the end there are the cork white, and these are the check red, a row in the front. It's quite amazing really, only just yesterday when I planted these, most of these was horizontal, and in just a day they've started to pick themselves up. Let's hope the same happens to this side over here now. I have added some granular onion feed to all of the plants so far, and hopefully that will take effect and give me a bit of extra boost. With the 2 onion beds planted, I thought I'd have a little break and do some weeding. Amazingly, I only weeded this less than a week ago, and it's up again, but on the surface weeds, just take them off with this. While I've been at it, I have tied the asparagus up. There does seem a lot of ferns here, but I've still not fully cropped this yet. I've had about 3-4 pickings off it, decent size, and I'm just going to let the rest go to ferns and put the energy back into the crowns and that. So next year it will be full crop. So I've just tied these up to stop them flopping round in the wind and even breaking up. Weather seems to be playing ball with us, so we may as well make hay while the sun shines. I'm going to try and finish this bed off, well, start it anyway, and this bed here is going to be destined for the leeks and also the banana shallots. The first ones I'm going to put in are these, which are the Blanch leeks, so I've never ever grown these before. I'll be spacing these at 6 inches apart, and using the dibber, the trusty dibber there, going down to the first mark, which is 9 inches deep. Put the leeks in the bucket to just wash the soil off. Give them a swirl. What I always do is I give them the roots a trim, probably about an inch, inch and a quarter. Pop them off, and then give them a little dab of mycorrhizal just to start them off, and just pop them straight in the hole, right down to the bottom. And now then be just watered in gently and let the water fill the hole up, and that's it, just leave them. You just gently fill the hole up now. Don't put the water in too harsh or you'll get all the soil collapse. Just get reach to the top. And what this does, it stops prevents most of the grit from getting in between the leaves and causing the gritty leak. I managed to get about 20 of the Blanch leeks in, and the rest I've just filled in with musselburgh, the usuals. Now that all the leeks are in the final position, the rest of this bed here is going to be dedicated to the banana shallots. I've got a few trays of these which are long red Florence, and also the other ones, the Zabroon. I've had a little change of plan. Now I've got the banana shallots in there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of long red Florence and one of Zabroon in the very front here. These shallots, they look too good on here. They might pick up, they might not, but rather than risk it, what I'm going to whip them out, and in the space vacated by them, I'm going to be planting my Zabroon shallots. Those normal shallots there, the red sun, I've got a couple of 30-litre buckets. I'll be planting them in there and see how they cope in there. That's them 2 buckets sorted. Hopefully they'll continue to grow, and we'll at least get a few out so we can pickle them. After uprooting the garlic, I managed to get another 46 the Zabroon in here, and I got another 12 in the other bed, so that's 58 altogether. We've just finished in time as the rain's falling again. I really need to get the hanging baskets sorted, so hopefully in the next episode we'll be getting those done. Until then, see you later. Bye for now.